Rumors that Michael Jackson was gay were once taken seriously.
I'm not gay.
Michael did, however, have relationships with a variety of women. However, it would be challenging to describe them as normal or healthy. The majority of these tales were odd, uncomfortable, or even poisonous. Some women are still unable to move past the agony of those relationships. I believe that occasionally, if I let myself delve that deeply, it still disturbs me.
Sometimes it's still actually, if I allow myself to go that deep into it, it still bothers me.
We'll begin with actress Tatum O'Neal, who Michael claims was his first formal girlfriend. They initially met at a private party that Paul McCartney was hosting in the middle of the 1970s. Michael was 17 years old at the time, and Tatum was just 12 years old, making her the youngest Oscar winner in history. In the late 1970s, they were truly introduced. Jackson recalls that Tatum approached him at a gathering and grasped his hand. Most girls would throw themselves at him and rip at his garments right away, which surprised him. However, there was a calm person who asked for his phone number with a hint of desire. They went on a few dates, but they didn't have any lasting relationships. Additionally, there are two explanations for why. Tatum's and Michael's versions. According to Michael, he just became afraid of the intimacy Tatum proposed.
And I did. I laid on the bed, and she slowly walked over, and she touched the button of my shirt to open it. I took my hands like this, and I wouldn't let them down. And she just walked away. She knew I was too shy for it.
Tatum was incensed after that admission. She termed Michael's story pure fiction and rejected it. She believed that he had falsified the information to portray himself as the victim. According to her autobiography, Michael once visited her home and acknowledged that he had never been in a girl's bedroom before. After a brief, awkward kiss, Michael immediately leaped up and fled because they were both so uncomfortable. She also claimed that her failure to attend the premiere of the film in which he starred, The Wiz, was the reason the relationship ended. The issue was that her agency forbade her from making public appearances alongside a black musician. They reconnected a few years later. It was entirely different by then.
Just hear you say you called the king of pop the N-word?
Absolutely. Yes.
Stephanie Mills is the woman who is casually using the N-word against Michael. Despite the singer's claims that she was his first girlfriend, Jackson never mentioned her in interviews. Stephanie was already a big star by the late 1970s. She portrayed Dorothy in The Wiz, the film in which Michael starred and in which Tatum declined to go to the premiere. They grew close during the filming. Even during the filming of the film, Stephanie resided with him. Stephanie provided Michael with a secure environment where he could always feel accepted. Jackson was quite self-conscious about his image at the time. He detested his nose and had terrible acne. The relationship seemed to her to be very innocent, platonic, and delicate. She also thought of him as a true man despite the fact that they had never had sex. She claimed he was a fantastic kisser and that he adored hugs. They had different priorities, therefore things didn't work out. Michael aspired to become the pop king and win over white people. He therefore felt that he needed to have connections with white women.
Yeah, I was a bit too black for him. I was too black.
Stephanie was mistreated by Michael. He merely removed the relationship as if it had never occurred from his official biography. She continues to speak well of him in spite of this. "This is the type of woman Michael needed in his life," a commenter once stated. It's difficult to disagree because his romantic life would fall apart following this. He initially had a relationship with actress Brooke Shields that was almost fantasy-like. They became quite close following the 1981 Oscars ceremony. She was only 15 years old at the time. They didn't actually have a childhood. They therefore behaved like children while they were together. They went to the zoo, watched movies, and engaged in other activities. Michael eventually developed an obsession with her to the point where he put pictures of her all over his room and even made a marriage proposal. However, she was never able to reciprocate those emotions. He was merely a buddy to her. Indeed, she was initially attracted to him, but as she got to know him better, the romance just vanished. She once attempted to get physical with Michael during a date, which made him fearful once more. She no longer found him attractive after that unsuccessful moment. She saw Michael as the terrified Peter Pan who was just entertaining and pleasant to be around.
Extraordinarily a genius and talented, and there was an arrested development, I believe, and he was sort of truncated emotionally as a little kid.
After Michael Jackson falsely claimed in a 1993 interview that they were dating and madly in love, things stopped being enjoyable for her.
You go out, do you date?
Yes.
Who do you date?
Well, right now it's Brooke Shields.
It enraged her. "This is kind of pathetic that you need to do this," she told him over the phone. "I'm trying to live a normal life. I can't be dragged into crazy town by you." Michael dismissed it with a laugh. At the same time, he had an affair with his dancer, Tatiana Thumpson, who went on tour with him in 1988 and starred in the music video for The Way You Make Me Feel. From the outside, it appeared as though the two youngsters were unable to express their emotions. When Michael confided in his mother that he liked Tatiana, she suggested that he find the strength to just tell her. That was really challenging for Michael, as you have undoubtedly already observed from the earlier tales. Tatiana was perplexed as to why Michael remained mute when everyone else seemed to like her. Additionally, a tragic event that occurred during the tour would result in their permanent cessation of communication. Tatiana made the decision to give him a cheek kiss during one of the concerts. It was adored by all. Michael was secretly in love with her, as were the fans and the artist's management. She went so far as to give him a kiss on the lips at the subsequent performance. She claims that she only did it because she sensed that Michael wanted more than a quick peck on the cheek at that precise moment. Katherine Jackson was ecstatic. The supervisors weren't. Singer Sheryl Crow took Tatiana's position after she was sacked right away. Michael stopped communicating with her entirely after that. The girl nearly committed suicide after experiencing depression.
Got alopecia, which is patches of hair loss, and mentally was affected by this for quite some time. I think sometimes it's still actually, if I allow myself to go that deep into it.
You've undoubtedly observed by now how terrified Michael was of being intimate and initiating contact. He experienced this on a regular basis. Therefore, it's not shocking that Madonna experienced the same thing. In fact, Madonna's favorite date ever was with him. They went to the Oscars together in 1991. Michael also took her back to his home following the event. Did they do more than just kiss each other? Most likely not.
Yes, he took me home. And now what do you want to know? What happened after that?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you.
Following that day, Madonna came to the conclusion that Michael Jackson appeared to require maternal rather than genuinely amorous love and care. She moved away from him rather quickly as a result. To be honest, Madonna was not an easy woman either. She told Michael straight out that he needed to change since she wasn't terrified of him. She advised him, for instance, to stop hiding behind his character, cut his hair, and alter his appearance.
His hair. I mean, just that, I think sometimes it's good to cut your hair and start all over again.
How short?
That was my main thing. I wanted him to get a really short haircut. And I wanted him to get rid of those loafers, and the white socks. I just thought, just try something new.
In the end, Michael detested Madonna. She acted harshly and attempted to manipulate him, and he perceived her as a cunning witch.
Not a nice. She hasn't been kind. Absolutely. She's a woman, and I think that's what bothers her. Women don't scream for other women, and men are too cool to scream for women. And I get that. I get the fainting and the adulation and the notoriety, but she can't get that.
You may genuinely begin to think that Michael never had a close relationship at all after Madonna. Lisa Marie Presley, his first wife, claims that when they began dating, he was still a virgin at the age of 35. Before her, all he had was kissing. Lisa also claims that Michael acknowledged that. This is what she wrote in her book. I believe he kissed Tatum O'Neal and had a non-physical relationship with Brooke Shields. He said that Madonna had also made an unsuccessful attempt to hook up with him. I was afraid because I didn't want to do the incorrect thing. Michael believed that intimacy could only occur when he had a strong mental bond and complete trust. And he at last found someone he could completely open up to in Lisa Marie Presley. But like the prior relationships, this one was unhealthy and painful despite that emotional connection and honesty. Since their affair began while Lisa was still wed to her first husband, it was peculiar from the start. When Michael proposed to her, she left him right away. Everyone continued asking the same question because their marriage appeared phony to many. Are they even in love with one another?
This is an intimate question, but are you having sex together with Lisa Marie?
Do you guys really love each other, or you're just doing this to satisfy the media?
Are you guys intimate?
Again, I can't believe it. This is about the skepticism.
Yes, yes, yes.
And there were explanations for why individuals continued to pose such odd queries. Michael Jackson began intimidating Lisa during their marriage by threatening to have Debbie Rowe, his dermatologist's nurse, have the kid if Lisa refused. It's quite brutal, isn't it? Lisa already had 2 children, so she didn't want any more. In addition, Michael's addiction to painkillers caused him to be emotionally unstable. To prevent getting pregnant, she had to take birth control in secret. Naturally, Michael was unaware of it. The fact that Lisa had relationships before him also infuriated him because, in his opinion, she should solely be his. Lisa always claimed that they genuinely loved one another, but she was unable to deal with his painkiller addiction. She also thought that he was being exploited by those around him. These factors ultimately contributed to their 1996 divorce.
Why did the marriage end? There was a very profound point in the marriage when he had to make a decision. Was it the drugs and the sort of vampires, or me? And he pushed me away.
Ultimately, Michael fulfilled his pledge. 2 of his children were born to his wife, Debbie Rowe. However, he continued to feel an emotional bond with Lisa after that. They were stuck in a very poisonous relationship for the next 4 years, with Lisa now pursuing Michael rather than the other way around. Michael had been the initiator both before and during the marriage. He virtually urged her to have children with him, was envious of her background, and chased her non-stop. However, everything radically changed following the divorce. Because she never had a kid when she was his legal wife, Michael began to punish her coldly. Additionally, he was unable to overlook the fact that she had used birth control pills in secret. Furthermore, he told her to cease advising him about the persons in his immediate vicinity. Lisa also wanted to be with Michael regardless of what he did. She even wrote him numerous emails expressing her willingness to have 9 children if it meant they could be together. With assurances that they will get back together, he continued to entice her. However, he would pull away or vanish as soon as she became intimate with him once more. Lisa eventually just ran out of emotional energy. She became aware that Michael secretly wished for her to endure the same suffering that he had. In 2000, this emotional roller coaster came to an end. However, their animosity persisted for a long time. In 2005, she received a call from Michael asking if she missed him. In response, Lisa said she felt emotionally distant from him. Michael started crying right away. He sobbed as he acknowledged that she had been correct regarding those in his immediate vicinity. He claimed he began to think that someone was trying to assassinate him and seize his land and music archive. Lisa also attended Michael Jackson's funeral until the very end. She stood in front of him alone herself after everyone had departed and expressed regret for not being able to save him. Because he ultimately passed away in a manner that was nearly identical to that of her renowned father, Elvis Presley. Only on stage did Michael Jackson exude confidence. In his private life, he lacked it. He was an intimacy-averse man who looked for more security and warmth in relationships rather than true love. And the fact that he never really had a typical childhood was a major contributing factor. All there was constant pressure, tours, and rehearsals. For this reason, a lot of Michael's narrative starts to make much more sense after you watch our film about his abusive father.